Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined with my good friend, Mr Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. Happy to be on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nice to have you back, dude. I know you're on a whole lot, but it's always fun when we do a pod.
Yeah. No, I always have a good time. So, yeah, happy to do it.
Well, it's just nice, isn't it? Because now that the sort of the dynamic of the podcast has changed, it's not like you don't have to watch a movie or anything like that. We basically just do like a big chat once a week or something, about interesting stuff. So yeah, it's good, man. What have you been up to this week, bro?
So I've got a long weekend this weekend. So
Yeah,
it's been pretty nice. We're actually recording this at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So
yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like it's light outside, like.
Yeah, it's nice actually. So yeah, had a nice long weekend. We saw some friends on Saturday evening. Stayed
Cool.
around their place. Yeah, had a really nice evening actually on Saturday night, and then kind of just relaxing yesterday and chilling out. And today, yeah, I've just kind of took dog for a walk and just taking it easy.
Nice, man. I love it when you get those long weekends. I've got like an extra long weekend. Well, no, I work Saturday, so it's just a long weekend for me. I've got today, Monday, and then I've got Tuesday off as well. So yeah, I've got a long weekend as well. It's nice because you get like 2 Saturday nights basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Bro, before we did this podcast, we had a few games on the old Warzone, and we were chatting a little bit, and I was telling you about Zephyr. So the last time we did the podcast, he was basically getting ready for his op, and he's had it now, and he's recovered like crazy fast. Even the actual wound itself has healed so fast. It's now kind of difficult because we've got like a collie who obviously has like boundless, endless energy, and he wants to go, but we're having to literally like keep him on the sofa with like, I sent you a picture of these sort of inflatable dog collars that we've got on him at the minute, and we're only allowed to take him for like 2 15-minute lead walks a day, which is like nothing. So it's tricky to sort of get him to chill out, to not go mental. But no, he's doing all right. He's recovering well. And I don't know if it's, like I said just before we started, I don't know if it's because of the operation or just because of sort of the trauma of the operation. But he seems a bit more affectionate now. Like he's more willing to stay on the sofa for like, an hour or something and just be like lying next to you, which before, like, no chance. He'd get on the sofa, he'd maybe cuddle down for like a minute, 2 minutes, and then he'd be straight off again, like either on the floor or just walking around or something. So yeah, I don't know if maybe that is like from the actual operation. Maybe he's just being more affectionate now. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, we've got Hervey booked in next week. So
next week.
Next Thursday he's having it done.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So not long to go for him either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about these inflatable collars. For anyone who hasn't seen them, they're kind of weird. It's like rather than having a big plastic cone on your pet, you can have like a blow up collar. It's basically like there's like airplane travel blow up pillow things. It's like one of those. But the sort of benefit is that they because it's such a big tube around their neck, they can't get to the area. But they get to have their head free. And I know that like in Zeph's case, it's made a big difference because we put the plastic collar on him, and like he hated it. He just looked so depressed, and he was like bumping into shit, and then like. I've seen some videos, and I actually saw it on a meme compilation the other day of a dog with a cone, and it's catching on everything, and it's like flipping coffee tables and stuff. But Zeph was the opposite. He'd like hit something and he'd back away, so he didn't even want to get into his bed or anything like that. So, the inflatable sort of collar is a good idea. I was just saying to you beforehand, your your Hervey is a whippet, and he's got quite a long neck, hasn't he?
And a small head. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon even with the plastic, the inflatable collar, he's going to be able to get to the area.
Yeah, when he had his collar a while ago in the summer, he figured out how to get it off.
Yeah,
he figured out that he could like put his paws like on the bottom of it, and like because his head was so small, he could kind of like just wiggle out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do next week. We might have to buy him a new one, but yeah, he figured out how to take it off. So
there must be maybe Google it. Maybe there's some sort of like specific, for that sort of breed.
Well, you can get like
trick
suits.
or something.
I think you can get like suits for him.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do a bit of research maybe this weekend. Before the op.
So we thought about getting a suit. We had a suit for the cat when she got done. We thought about getting a suit, but then we just thought, well, he's just going to tear through it. Like you can still get to the area. He's just going to rip a hole in the suit or whatever,
Yeah. If he really wants to, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Luckily, with Zeph's case though, he's not really that interested in it, which is good. So I have actually had him a few times on the sofa with like nothing on. He's just chilling,
Yeah.
Something else today. It is at the time, day we were recording this. It's Fee's birthday today, so I got up at like 6:30 this morning and sort of got all her cards ready and brought all of her presents and things down. Yeah, real nice, man. I put on some like smooth jazz happy birthday like playlist on the Spotify this morning. It was quite cool. So she's at work today. I've got the day off because I'm looking after the dog while she's at work. So I'm just waiting for her to come home. I've got got a bit of a birthday cake and things for her. So yeah,
very nice.
Bit of fun. It was birthday cards and some scratch cards in bed basically this morning.
Scratch, yeah.
Yeah. You got to have some scratches in your birthday card, I think.
I know Tilly gets some for her birthday from her family, but I've never had one.
Well, I think it's good. I'm not the sort of person that will go out and just buy a scratch card and scratch it.
No, yeah.
But for a to put in a birthday card, it's like because sometimes they're only a quid or something. It's just an extra little bit of fun, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from Fee's birthday, man, and we were chatting about this a little bit beforehand. I've literally had Sky News on for like 5 days straight now. Watching this whole shitstorm that's going down with the Ukraine-Russia thing. I mean, not to get into it too much because that's not the sort of like podcast that this is. But yeah, I'm worried, man. I'm genuinely like sort of worried about the situation. Not for myself, but like for the Ukrainian people and stuff,
Yeah, it's all kind of rough. I mean, I was saying beforehand as well. It's like the first, I guess, like maybe apart from like Syria in our lifetime, it's crazy. It's like one of the first wars where like everything is being filmed on smartphones.
Yeah.
So you go on like the internet on like Reddit or Twitter or wherever, and it's just full of like videos of people just filming stuff. So it's like the whole thing is just like you can just see everything, which is just so strange.
It is, yeah. Like you told me about a like a subreddit, combat footage.
Combat footage, yeah. It's some of the stuff on there is not safe for work. I should probably add.
Yeah.
As in like it's like pretty bad, but yeah, some of the stuff on there, it's all just Ukraine, Russia at the moment. But some of the stuff on there is just crazy. Like yeah,
I thought it was really weird when like on the news, they've got footage of them like all making Molotovs and stuff. It's brutal, isn't it? Like
yeah. No, it's crazy. I hope it all comes to an end sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I know that sort of this morning on the news they're saying there's some like talks going on between the two today, so hopefully things calm down. But no, it was just really strange, right? Because I. Like you, I like a lot of like World War II stuff. There's a great show on Netflix called like World War II in Color, which is
seen it all. Yeah,
really good. And like, I just thought it was so weird because those like old fashioned, where it's like a map of the UK or a map of Europe, and there's like big drawn arrows on it, and it's like on the Eastern Front, the Nazis are pushing for like that kind of thing. They had that basically on Sky News the other day. There's some old English boy pointing at a map, and he's like, "The Russian forces are heading east through," and it's just madness. I never thought I'd see anything like this in my lifetime.
No, it's weird, and it's not even that far away either. Like, it's not far away in the grand scheme of things, geographically speaking. But it's crazy. I remember like when the Syria and all the stuff with Syria back in like 2015. I know it's still going on now, but like that was the same. That was like one of the first things where you could just watch the whole thing unfold on Reddit, like with people filming it, and but then Syria felt like it feels like really far away.
Yeah,
so
it
you're
does,
kind of like, oh, it feels like a really far away place that's not going to affect us. But like with Ukraine, like it's not that far away, really.
What are they saying, like 2.5 hour flight or something?
Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, I don't know if you can fly to Ukraine at the moment, but you could quite easily fly to Poland and just get a bus over the border, probably.
Yeah,
if you really wanted to. But it's crazy how close it all is.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and hopefully it all comes to an end soon.
Yeah.
But so I've literally had Sky News on, even at work. I bought some speakers for my work computer so that I can literally just have Sky News on the whole time. It's the first time ever that I've watched so much news. Just sort of like to stay informed with what's going on over there.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's basically my week. It's been working. It's been hanging out with Zeph through his recovery and watching a whole lot of news, and also prepping for Fee's birthday. Oh no, I meant to say actually, we went to quite a nice little burger restaurant yesterday. A few times I've mentioned Hanbao on the podcast. We were trying to book a table for Hanbao, and they were just sort of like, "There's no availability," and I basically spoke to them and was sort of like. I mean, Fee spoke to them and was like, look, there's 11 people coming. We're all going to want, burgers, fries, something. It's going to be a big money order for you. And they were still like, nah. You can try and walk in, though. There might be space. And it was just sort of like, you know what, Hanbao? Nah. So we went to somewhere called it's literally just called like Burger Shop. But it was like over the road from Hanbao, and it was like the same menu, basically. So it was pretty good, yeah. And then we had a day, walking around that city. So that was quite nice yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you haven't got anything else to add, bro, we'll do a little bit of what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
All right, so as Hamby mentioned earlier, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And what are we drinking usually features an alcoholic beverage of some kind. I don't actually have any beer at the moment. I was saying to Hamby beforehand, last night I had a few, like, we've got some raspberry vodka that I was sort of mixing with a bit of lemonade, but like it's not really my sort of drink, so it just didn't really do it for me. But it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Neither of us really want to have a beer, so we're doing like, what are we soft drinking now? Hamby, what are you soft drinking, bro?
Oh, I got a pretty good one actually. I got orange and passion fruit J2O.
Oh yeah,
I got a pretty good one. I do like these things. I can literally down one of these in like one gulp.
In one go, yeah.
They're tasty. They're tasty as hell.
Orange and passion fruit is like, there's two flavours, aren't there, that are king. It's orange and passion fruit, and is it apple and mango, the other one?
I think there is an apple and mango. There's a red one. I can't remember what flavour the red one is. I like J2Os. They're like, in the summer, they're like the most refreshing.
They are really good. The thing I don't understand about J2O is that there's not a whole lot of sugar in them, is there?
Is there? I assume.
No, well, that's what I was going to say. Is that I thought that there's not a whole lot of sugar, but they're crazy sweet.
Really? I thought from the taste of them, they taste sugary as hell.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. There's not an awful lot, is there? There's 4.1 grams of sugar, which is not much, really. When you consider like how much is in like a can of Coke or Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I've always thought that. I'm like, they must put crazy amounts of sweeteners in there or something, because it tastes so good. It tastes better than like just the fruit juice if you were to just get those two juices and drink them.
Yeah. It tastes like I just poured like loads of sugar into it.
Yeah. Yeah, J2O, man. That's a good one. So, Hamby, you do a bit of chemistry. What would J2O be if it was like, because it's obviously like a spin on the H2O thing.
I don't think
one juice to two oxygen.
I don't think there's an element symbol for J. Might be wrong. I don't think there is.
Yeah. I've always thought that. I'm always like, I get it. It's like H2O, but like, it doesn't really make sense, does it?
No, I'm gonna have to go and look now. I don't think there's an element with a simple J. I'm pretty sure there isn't anyway.
Well, nice, man. I love J2Os. They're a bit pricey, but I get them when they're like £2 for 4 or something.
Yeah.
I like it when they do the themed ones. Like, I've had a glittery one before, like a purple glittery one that's real nice. They also do like a Christmas sort of like spiced apple one, I think. Like apple and ginger or something. That's really nice as well.
Yeah. I've had the sparkly one before. That is nice.
Yeah. It's like, it looks almost poisonous. It's like that sparkly. Yeah. Yeah, nice, man. Well, talking about sugary drinks, I have the king of sugary drinks with me here. I've got a Mountain Dew.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
It's a Tomo special. It's the Dew.
The Dew.
So how much sugar was in that J2O?
I think it was like 4 grams.
All right.
4 grams?
This beats that by a whole lot.
20.
33.
Oh.
Oh, it should be illegal to have that much sugar in a drink.
Well, so like, I don't know if you remember, like, because they changed the laws in this country, so that they basically got the sugary drinks are like more expensive now, aren't they?
Yeah, sugar tax.
Like,
yeah.
Because like I remember like one of the worst drinks for that was I think it was like old Jamaican like ginger beer.
Oh yeah.
And that was like it had like in a can it was like 60 grams of sugar or something, like
God,
in a little can like
fall
that.
out. Yeah.
But it was tasty as hell, obviously, because there's so much sugar in it. But then I think now like a lot of them have like reduced their sugar so that they're not as expensive.
Yeah.
But you can still buy like full fat Coke.
Yeah.
But it's just more expensive. Yeah.
It's like if you go to McDonald's or something, it's an extra 12p or something for the full fat Coke. Yeah. No, so this is Mountain Dew, right? But in this country, unless you go to like a special store, the Mountain Dew in this country is all Citrus Blast, which is it's not the original Mountain Dew flavour. I remember when we were kids, there was a like an Asian supermarket based in town, and you could go there and they would import like 2 litres of original Mountain Dew. And I used to go there all the time, and go and buy big 2-litre bottles of Mountain Dew. But yeah, I gotta say, this was nice. It's tasty, but it's nowhere near as nice as the original Mountain Dew, or any of the spin-off Dews. I got a friend, my friend Jack Shelton actually, and he's always like, if he spots a weird Mountain Dew, he will buy it for like £3 a bottle, like one of these bottles or something, a small bottle,
Do you know the one of the drinks that is similar to Mountain Dew, but do you know the drink Canada Dry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't get it in this country very often.
No, yeah.
But I really like it.
I remember seeing it a while back. What sort of drink is it? Is it just?
It's a bit like ginger ale. So it's like ginger ale basically, but like in like soft drink sort of form. But yeah, it's tasty as hell. And you don't get it in this country very often, but it's like an American.
I remember
American brand.
You always used to. I remember seeing it in supermarkets constantly, but now, you never see it.
Yeah, Canada Dry. Bring it back in this country anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, this Mountain Dew Citrus Blast, it's extremely tasty. It's refreshing, but goddamn, it is sweet. It doesn't need to be that sweet. I usually buy the sugar-free version, to be fair, but I couldn't see it in the shop, so I was like, oh god, my teeth are gonna,
What's your favourite soft drink, like, of all time?
Oh, favourite soft drink of all time? That's a tricky one. I don't think I've ever really thought about that, to be honest. Have you got one?
I think I've got a couple.
Okay.
But, like, I think I like vanilla Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
And then OG Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, those are both real good choices.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I don't drink it very often, but when I do, I love just a Fanta orange.
Yeah.
Or even a Fanta lemon. Actually, is better than.
I'm not. I find it a bit too bitter for Fanta lemon.
I like that. I like that sort of bitterness. But no, I maybe like just like OG Pepsi as well. It's plain, but you can't go wrong with it. And I'm definitely a Pepsi over a Coke man. I think.
I think I'm a Coke kind of guy.
I think that, but I hate Pepsi Max. I genuinely hate Pepsi Max with a passion.
You're really, really like an odd one out there.
I know. Like, yeah, I know.
Everybody prefers Pepsi Max to like normal Pepsi. Like I know.
I like how it's got no sugar, but I don't like how they've gone, okay, no sugar, let's put 4 tablespoons of sweetener in it. It's so incredibly sweet. I can't drink it. I really, really dislike it. And then it's annoying because I like all the flavoured Pepsis, but they only ever flavour Pepsi Max. It's like Pepsi Max cherry or lime or something. It's like, where's the goddamn normal Pepsi with the flavour? Hand slapping in frustration. Love Dr. Pepper. It usually gives me a bit of a headache though, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's good. If they got Dr. Pepper, I'm getting it.
Yeah. I think I'll have to have a bit more of a thought on that, and I'll come back to you with the best soft drink. I'm stumped on that one. I'm stumped. I like the sort of pulpy orange, so maybe like Orangina, that sort of stuff.
Orangina's good. Orangina's very good.
Yeah. We buy a lot of the Lidl do their own versions of like Orangina, orange, and like blood orange flavors, and the blood orange one, it's delicious.
We used to buy the Aldi version of Lilt. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But it's literally like Lilt, but like with a different label on it. Yeah.
Oh, Lilt Zero is very good as well.
Yeah.
For some reason, Lilt Zero to me tastes nothing like Lilt Original. It's so much nicer. It's so much nicer. Yeah, man, we are drinking soft drinks today because it's like midday and I don't want a beer. But that was a pretty good. What are we soft drinking, bro?
What are we drinking?
I was genuinely tempted to re-record that little jingle and do it like, what are we soft drinking? But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. Hamby, it's your time, brother man. It's time for Hamby's Hambone to pick.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's Hambone to pick.
Oh, so when you go to a supermarket, and you go to get a trolley, and it's one of those shitty ones where you gotta need a quid, and you ain't got a quid. What do you do? What do you do? I've literally before I've been desperate. I've had to go to the cash machine because I've got no cash on me, get like a tenner out, and then go into the supermarket, and then go to the counter and be like, I need a quid for a trolley, and it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. I get you. So I'm guessing you don't have like a trolley coin on your keys or anything like that.
No. I've done it before where I've had to turn back around, where I've gone like this. I'm going to a different supermarket. It's like, what's the point?
Oh, fair enough, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure, by the way, if you go to the customer service bit and you ask for a trolley coin, they will just give you one.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure. Because they have loads of the disposable ones most of the time. And they will just give you one full on.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. you're like turning around. Fuck this place.
Yeah, I've done it before. I've just been like,
I know what you
mean.
Or also when you're trying to get the trolley out and you've put the coin in and it doesn't want to come out, and then you have this whole thing where you're like, you don't want to leave because your quid's in there or your coin, Yeah, we had it not too long ago where when we moved into this house, the company gave us like a trolley coin, which was weird. but it was in a really nice like silver holder and everything. And Fee put it in. You know, we did the shopping, and when she went to put it out, it didn't want to pop out, and she was like, "Well, you know, I'm not just leaving it. Like, it's a really nice trolley coin," and we went to like the customer service bit, and they were like, "All right, we're going to send someone to try and get it out," and like it was just this big ordeal, and anyway, it ended up them giving us another like silver plated trolley coin or whatever, like a fancy one, you know. Yeah, I kind of don't get it. Like, what is the whole thinking behind the trolley coin? Or like,
Just nick them, don't they?
Yeah, but most of the time they've got those like auto brakes on them or something, haven't they?
Yeah, but like it's to stop people from just like going like, oh, I live like a 10-minute walk from the supermarket. I'm just gonna dump my trolley like next to my house or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean. Yeah, I get it. I mean, you still see a lot of dumped trolleys, don't you? So people obviously don't...
Yeah.
Especially when you can get plastic disposable trolley coins.
Yeah, yeah.
Take it home, push it in a river. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That is... that's frustrating for sure. Trolleys just sort of suck in general. I'm always I'll carry 2 hand baskets rather than have a trolley.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I just like, especially if you're shopping somewhere like Lidl or Aldi, where it's like you're at capacity. It's like being on a train in Asia or something. You know, you're like pressed against the glass of the shop, and you're trying to get around that place with a trolley. It's like,
oh god, yeah, that is hell. That is hell.
yeah. It's like when the whole COVID restrictions were going on, and all these places were like, yeah, we're limiting the number of customers we're having in the store at once. Lidl was literally like, fuck that, come on in. Yeah. And it was an absolute, like, I was like fighting past people. It was like a mosh pit to get to the fucking strawberries, literally.
Yeah, I remember in the first lockdown when it was like, when all the supermarkets were just like, I remember because it used to take forever just to even do the shopping. Because like you had to like queue to get in and all that sort of stuff, and like I tried Lidl, and Lidl was like the Wild West. It was just it was literally just like I don't know, that there wasn't any social distancing going on in there.
Yeah, man, trolleys and trolley coins and just that whole situation. Pretty good hambone to pick, bro.
He's pissed off, he's angry. His name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's hambone to pick.
All right, little bit of entertainment news now. Starting this off, this is something I haven't actually spoken to you about it, Hamby, but I put it in our group chat. I don't know if you saw it, but there has been a pretty considerable leak on GTA 6. Now we don't know how much of this is legit, but apparently, it was on. I think I saw it on like Game Informer's website. Somebody has basically, like, I don't know if they've hacked some shit or they've just got an inside man or something. But I sent across. There's maybe about 15 bullet points of like apparent facts about the upcoming game. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. No.
Well, I wrote down a few of the sort of most important ones. So apparently, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be set in southern Florida.
I see.
In the 1980s.
Ooh.
And apparently the map is going to be 1.5 times bigger than GTA 5 and will include 2 major cities. So Vice City and a city called Cottonmouth. And a load of villages and towns and things. Apparently, it's going to be 3 playable characters again. 2 male, 1 female. And there's loads more. There's literally a massive list of these like bullet-pointed things. Rumoured when it's going to be coming out. It's supposed to be rumoured to be announced a little bit later this year, with a release date of like holiday 2023 or spring 24.
Cool.
Yeah,
About time.
I think it's going to be cool. Yeah, I sort of enjoyed GTA 5 to a certain extent, but for me, it left me wanting a whole lot more. And all they wanted to do was just sort of push the multiplayer thing, which I don't care for. So,
yeah, that's one thing. I've always liked the GTA games, but the main thing has been the single player. That's like the main reason why I buy them.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed GTA 5. I thought it was a good game. But it's just ridiculous how long it's been since they've released the game. It'll be about
2013 it came out, yeah.
So it'll be about 10, 11 years by the time they release it. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The fact they're going back to Vice City, and as well, they're also doing like one that's like in the past as well. I really like.
Well, it says in the bullet points that it's going to revisit the 1980s. So I'm wondering whether or not it's going to be like sections where you go back in time or whatnot. Because I have heard, like, it's been a rumor that it's going to be set in Vice City for a while now, and I've heard some people say that they would love to see like it set in two time periods. So you've got Vice City like in its heyday, you know, with all the neon.
Yeah.
And then you've got like a really shitty Vice City of like the 90s or something, or of like you know, like the mid 2000s kind of thing. Where it's a bit run down and it's not really in its prime anymore, like that kind of thing.
And I wonder if they have some of the characters from the original Vice City. Maybe.
I think they'd have to have a cameo at least. Yeah. What was the playable character called from Vice City?
I think it was Tommy Vercetti, but I don't know. Is that?
Yeah. I'm thinking of, because I always thought that the playable character from 3 was the same guy as Vice City, but it's not, is it?
Not.
They look very similar, but it's not.
Let me do a quick Google. I'm pretty sure. I think it's Tommy Vercetti.
Because I know that Ray Liotta voiced one of them. I can't remember who though.
Yeah, it's Tommy Vercetti, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, GTA 6 big leak news. Yeah, looking forward to it. I reckon that we're going to get a trailer. You know, we will get a trailer this year. It'll get announced and everything. So
yeah.
Next bit of news. So obviously, like, I have a lot of sources when I'm looking for all this news and stuff, and like pretty much everywhere, all you can see is about the SAG Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Basically like a big sort of television movie award ceremony. So there was, like, you know, obviously loads of winners, loads of awards handed out, but the most notable one I've written down was that Michael Keaton won the Best Male Actor in a TV show or television movie for his role in the series Dope Sick, which is on Disney Plus Star or whatever it's called. Big fan of Michael Keaton, probably my favourite Batman. You know, just love that bit in Batman where he Joker's like cornering him, and he's as Bruce Wayne, and he just grabs a fire poker, smashes a vase, and says, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." Just a great line of cinema. But yeah, I haven't watched that Dope Sick.
No,
it's supposed to be good. I think it's all about the sort of the creation of that drug. What was it, like OxyContin or something? OxyContin.
Oh,
in
it's
America.
that one. I've seen it advertised. Oxycontin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fentanyl and all that kind of
That's
stuff.
it. Yeah. And it's sort of like how they knew it was bad, but they still went ahead and blah blah. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but it's supposed to be good, and he won an award for the best lead male actor for it, so must be good. Uncharted, the movie with our pal Tom Holland, is still it's still basically at the number one spot. It's doing really well, and I now know a few more people that have gone to see it, and they've actually said, to be fair, like, they have really enjoyed it, even though they sort of shout all over it. They've still said that the casting is bad.
I never thought it was going to be a bad movie. I just thought it was just going to not be like a great one. You know what I mean?
They've said that without giving anything away and no spoilers or anything, they've basically said that typical like Sony, what they've done is they've left all the really juicy bits for the end credit sequence to just set another one up. So like, but apparently the sort of reckoning is that people think that when the Batman comes out on like March 4th or something, that it's just going to absolutely slap Uncharted off the top spot.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to this Batman movie now. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go see it at the big IMAX. I know that a lot of people are very sick of Batman now, and we have spoken about it on the pod before, but I actually really like Robert Pattinson as an actor, and I think he's going to be a cool film. I mean, some earlier reviews have come out, and they're all 5-star, top-notch, saying, like, Pattinson will be your new favourite Batman. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Talking of superheroes, Andrew Garfield, in an interview yesterday or the day before, has said that he has no intention or plans of getting back into the Spider-Man suit again. So anyone who followed sort of the No Way Home build-up beforehand saw all the videos of Andrew Garfield like, it's not me, I'm not in it, I swear, like, of course everyone knew he was going to be in it. So there's obviously a lot of theories that he's going to be in a few different things now, so you can pretty much say that him saying that he's not going to do it is him confirming that he's going to do it, basically. So yeah, just funny. There's so many compilations of him. I think they're called like I'm Not the Werewolf compilations, because in one interview he's like, when he was talking about No Way Home and how he apparently wasn't in it, he's saying like, there's a game that people play where you've got to figure out who's the werewolf, and he's just like, it's not me, I'm not the werewolf. And so he obviously was telling lies, so it's pretty safe to assume he's going to be in the next few or whatever. Now, going back to this whole Russian-Ukrainian thing for a sec, Hamby, have you seen that video about the Ghost of Kiev?
What, the actual footage of it, or of
yes. Have you heard of the Ghost of Kiev?
Yeah, I heard of it. I don't think people really know if it's real or not.
Yeah,
I don't think people. It might be like a propaganda piece. Like,
yeah,
as in like
I know that it was making the rounds on on Facebook all over the place, and loads of Russian people were like, hell yeah, because the footage basically shows some Russian jets. And then a Ukrainian jet comes out. A Ukrainian jet comes out of nowhere, basically flies across the sky and takes out these jets. And it's filmed as if someone's on the ground, and they're like, "Oh my god," And I have seen a few other posts like, "God bless the Ghost of Kiev" and stuff, and like people are actually making like artwork and stuff. But yeah, there's been a lot of like speculation: is it real? Is it not?
Well, I mean, like with all this stuff, like anything that helps the morale of Ukraine and stuff, like it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just that a lot, it could well have just been an exaggeration of something to make
it. It's incredibly cool, though, isn't it? The Ghost of Kiev, like some phantom jet pilot, like badass.
Yeah, I hope it's real, but
Anyway, unfortunately, it isn't real. It's come out yesterday that it is actually footage confirmed to be from the PC game Digital Combat Simulator ... World.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So it is. It's the real footage. It's just someone on the ground looking at the sky and that, but all the jets and everything are all digital, unfortunately. But like you said, yeah, like it's definitely a morale booster. I'm not even Ukrainian, and I'm like, that's badass, man.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. They did quite a good job to stitch them together, then, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, it does have that like weird laggy look when it's flying, but you also have that on the camera, like it's filmed from someone's phone, and it's like it doesn't. The quality of the image isn't great anyway, so you could sort of be like, yeah. But no, it is confirmed to be from a game, unfortunately. Last bit of news now. I don't know if you're interested in this, actually, Hamby. That game Elden Ring has come out.
I know it's come out and everyone loves it.
Yeah, so is it actually from... It's by the From... Is it From
I think
Software
so.
or From Soft?
Everyone's saying it's basically just a Dark Souls game.
Yeah. I know that George R. Martin had a hand in sort of creating some of the characters and some of the lore and stuff like that. They later went back and sort of redid everything he did. But yeah, I know that he had a hand in it. But anyway, yeah, it's supposed to be very good. A lot of people are really loving it. But apparently there were a few issues on day... Excuse me. There are a few issues on day one, so they released a day one patch, and the day one patch has apparently fucked a lot of shit up with the game. It's left Xbox players can't connect online, game-breaking bugs, glitches, crashes. So yeah, people are just waiting for that to get fixed. Really, really not my sort of game, though. I don't like games that are too hard, because it takes the fun out of it for me. Like, you know, I was saying to you recently, I played through the Jedi Fallen Order, which is basically Star Wars, Dark Souls. And even on the... I mean, this is going to make me sound like a proper wimp, but even on the easy setting, it was too hard, man. So I turned it onto story setting. But that was like a slap to the face, because that was so shit. Enemies wouldn't even attack you, so I'm just running up to them, batting them with my lightsaber, and they're not even attacking me, and so it took the fun out of it even more, to be fair. But yeah, I just don't enjoy that sort of gripping challenge when it comes to gaming.
No, I know. I mean, they're like Elden Ring is obviously. It looks like it's a good game, given how popular it is and how universally it's been pretty well received.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've never been into those kind of games. I've tried them, but I just don't have the patience for it. But
yeah,
hey, you know, some people like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
there is a absolutely huge fan base for those Soulsborne games. You know, like you're constantly seeing T-shirts and imagery and stuff all over the place. So obviously, yeah, it has a huge fan base. I did try and play a little bit of Dark Souls 2, but it was just not for me at all.
No, it's just
It's a slog. It's just an absolute slog.
Yeah, slog. Yeah, that's how I describe it.
I think that some of them look cool, like that Sekiro looked kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it's just put a Japanese skin on Dark Souls, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so lot of bad glitches and things waiting on a new patch for Elden Ring. It might already be out now, to be fair. I heard this news a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
So-
probably been fixed already.
But
Yeah.
all right, well that's all of the entertainment news that I've got for you today. Let's move on to the main talking point of this podcast, which is the best video game enemies, like / villains. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it's like the best video game enemies. So I spoke to Hamby beforehand, and I said, Hamby, think of some of your favourite enemies, your favourite villains, you know, and write them down, and then I'll do the same, and we'll just have a bit of a chat about it.
Yeah.
Now, when you showed me your sort of list that you had early, I can't remember, was it like first thing this morning, like 7 o'clock or something?
It was this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like proper early, wasn't it?
Yeah, I get up early. Even on my days off, I get up early.
But I had a little look, and I thought, oh, okay, so you had gone more for the sort of individual villain, whereas I was thinking more of the sort of large enemy groups. But then I thought, well, no, that makes it quite good, actually, because it's more interesting now that we have different points. So, Hamby, we both play a whole lot of video games. What's one of your favourite? I don't know if favourite, because we've done the episode of favourites. It's more like the best. Like what I think by the end of this podcast we'll come to a conclusion of what the best video game enemy is.
Yeah, I was. This is a tough one because like I was trying to think of like games that I really liked the storyline of.
Yeah.
That I sort of actually, because I've played a lot of video games and a lot of them have enemies or villains that just aren't very memorable.
Yeah.
And I feel like more modern games, because they have the whole facial capture and things like that, the actual actors or actresses that play them are a lot more. They make it a lot more memorable.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, a lot of my ones on my list are very modern games or last 10-year games.
Yeah.
And I think that's just one thing that's just improved with video games.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
just,
Yeah.
they've just become more gripping and more movie-like. So I guess the first one, I remember this one but it's Frau Engel from the Wolfenstein games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really remember that.
from I think it was in Wolfenstein 2 and New Colossus. I think I'm a big fan of the Wolfenstein games. I've played pretty much all of them. I think all the
Have you
all the
played? Have you played Youngblood?
Yeah.
You have.
So I played. I think I've played all of the new recent reboot ones.
I thought Youngblood was crap.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but on the whole, I really like the Wolfenstein games.
Yeah, me too. Big fan of the rebooted Wolfenstein.
They're kind of like that, like old school Doom Wolfenstein type gameplay, but
yeah.
they've done quite a good job with making the
storyline is really good as well.
Yeah. So I don't know who plays Frau Engel or who voiced Frau Engel in the Wolfenstein games. I don't have that up. But I just thought the writing and like the suspense that they had with her when I think it's in one of the Wolfenstein games, not in Wolfenstein 2, when you're in the concentration camp.
Yeah,
and she's like as a massive mech basically.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah. And
what about in the first one where you're on the train with her and you're pretending to be a spy? Or no, you're pretending to be a soldier or something. And yeah, like the suspense in that scene. It's not even a combat situation, but the tension and everything. Yeah, she's so good. And she's got that young man that she sort of is her like eye candy with her,
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah. No, so if you asked me to say what I remember most from playing the Wolfenstein games, I would definitely say that one of the main villains, so Frau Engel. I thought she was really, really good villain. It makes it more like really, really impactful when she. Spoiler alert: when she dies, makes it really impactful when you absolutely, despise her, and
Yeah, definitely. So, is it? If I remember right, it's at the end of New Colossus, and you bust into a TV presentation that she's doing, and doesn't she get a tomahawk to the face or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
My memory of it was a while ago since I played that game.
I was thinking about replaying those recently. Actually, I played Youngblood on my own. It is a 2-player game. Maybe we should play through Youngblood at some point as a co-op. It might be more fun. Have you seen the Angry Joe review for Youngblood? Absolutely hilarious. It's hilarious. It's a sort of game where you kill an enemy or something, your character will be like, "Hey, dude, rock and roll" and stuff, and like it's just Angry Joe and other Joe like rock and roll, dude, yeah, it's pretty funny.
I'll take a look. Yeah,
but incredibly satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you want me to carry on, or do you want to?
So one? I've got a few. But a couple of them I've sort of like because I saw your list and I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, oh well, what about this? So have you got a Far Cry villain on there?
I have. I've got the glaringly obvious one that is probably on most lists.
Okay, well you go through that one and then I'll do mine.
Yeah, there could be a few Far Cry ones actually, but this is by far the most well-known one. So Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Which, so it's a weird one. So it's a long time ago since I've played Far Cry 3. I played it when it first came out, and there was a lot of hype around Far Cry 3 when it came out, because there was a bit of a gap between Far Cry 2 and Far Cry 3, and it came out around a time where games were first starting to become really cinematic. So it was one of the first games that was properly sort of tried to sort of really make the characters, like really movie-like. And it's played by Michael Mando, who
he's an actual. I was going to say he's an actual actor, isn't he? That guy.
Yeah, he's been in loads of stuff. He's been in Better Call Saul. I think he's probably one of the most well-known for. And he was in one of the Marvel movies. I think can't remember.
Oh, really?
I believe he was in one of the Marvel movies, or maybe one of the Marvel TV shows. But either way, he's a pretty established actor these days. He's been in a lot of stuff. So, yeah, he plays Vas. The weird thing with this is that, from memory, he's not the main villain in Far Cry 3, is he?
No. Yeah.
Like, I can't remember who the main villain is. But I remember
it's isn't it that sort of that like tribal woman or whatever?
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh yeah, the one that you like do like you
Yeah.
trip balls and I remember.
Yeah.
So like it's weird because Vass was like such a great villain. Like he was, like absolutely psychotic, and obviously everybody from the trailer and from the game, everyone always remembers the definition of insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before he like pushes you down the well and stuff. But he basically that's what I remember about Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 was a good game, but that's what I remember about it.
Yeah.
But I seem to remember he dies like maybe like halfway through the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's what I was going to say is I'll get to it in a bit. I've got a Far Cry villain, and it's not Vass, because I remember being like, this guy looks crazy, it's going to be so good. He was in all of the promotional stuff for it. Even the actor cover. Even the actor in real I can't think of what the word in live action was doing adverts for the game as the character and stuff. And from what I remember, there's a section in the game where he drugs you or something, and you're in his house as he's like popping in and out talking to you, but you kick his ass like easy, and then he's dead, and it's sort of like, oh,
he wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So like Far Cry, like, because I know you're gonna have another Far Cry villain. Far Cry games, I mean, I like them and dislike them. I used to like them a lot more than I do now.
Yeah, same.
Because I feel like they haven't done anything new since Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
But like one of the things they try to do is they try to make a really memorable villain. Yeah. And I think they've done an okay job with it now and again, but like I would say for the most part they've kind of they've never really lived up to like that.
Yeah, okay.
I know they tried to do it recently with the new Far Cry, I know, but
I haven't even bothered looking at that game.
What's I can't remember the name. The guy from Breaking Bad. I can't remember his name.
John Carlito something or other. John Carlo.
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So it's what they seem to try to do with Far Cry games. Yeah.
Big villain. All right, well, yeah. So I went for a Far Cry villain. I loved playing I loved all the Far Cries. I played Far Cry 1 on a PC. Far Cry 2, I bought it's the only game I've ever bought like the deluxe box edition. It came in like a shipping crate with a t-shirt and like statue and like loads of stuff.
Driving simulator, Far Cry 2.
Yeah, basically.
There was no fast travel, or was there?
Yeah. No, there was, but you had to drive to the edge of the map, and it would take you to the other edge of the map, basically.
Yeah, I remember.
But you'd be driving, someone would take pot shots at your car, you'd have to get out, fix the car,
Repair
get back in, take some malaria pills because you're about to die. It wasn't that great. But I really enjoyed Far Cry 3, really enjoyed it. But I gotta say, I'm in the minority, right? I enjoyed Far Cry 4 a lot more than Far Cry 3. I think it's
Far Cry 4 was
because
pretty good.
I think it's because I really liked the Himalayan mountain setting more than like the tropical island.
Yeah.
Also, so yeah, I really loved Far Cry 4. I loved the villain in Far Cry 4. So the villain in Far Cry 4 is a guy called Pagan Min, or Pagan Min, however you want to say it. He's voiced by oh damn it, there's those two like big male voice actors in the industry.
Troy Baker,
yeah, that's it. He's voiced by Troy Baker, and I just love him because he is. I've literally written down Pagan Min, fabulously evil, because he is like, he's always in a sharp suit, like, bright pink suit or something. He's so extra, but then he will just shoot someone straight in the head, like a little villager or something. Like, genuinely, like, you don't really know what this guy is going to do or how he's going to take anything. I just thought he was more, just more there. Like, and obviously he's in the game to the end, as opposed to Vass, who just sort of dies halfway through. But yeah, Pagan Min from Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
And then for me, that's where it went downhill, because Far Cry 5, they go to America and you've got like the Seed family or whatever, and I just couldn't care less. Couldn't care less about any of those characters. So yeah, Pagan Min.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You did a double whammy. I'll do a double whammy.
Yeah, go for it.
So I've also got down a really like you. I thought about games I love, and villains in those games, and if they're really good and whatnot. And I thought, okay, Cesare Borgia from Assassin's Brotherhood and Revelations.
Yeah, that's good.
So he's good because throughout Assassin's 2, the main villain is Rodrigo Borgia, and you finish the game by having a big fist fight with him in a church, and he gets away, and then he basically, at the beginning of the next game, he basically dies, like, straight away. He gets poisoned, and you're sort of like, oh, what the hell? And it introduces his son, the character, who is the villain for the next 2 games. And he's just like a classic bastard, really. He, like, kills your uncle, it takes, captures your family, does everything that a classic villain does. But the reason why I put him on the list is because I remember at the time, it's probably not so great now, but I remember at the time the sort of the final battle with him, it being incredibly satisfying, and sort of so you're on this wall or something, you're chasing him down, you're on this big wall, and you have to injure him to take off bits of his armor so that you can expose him basically and then kill him. And I think it ends with you booting him off this massive wall or something.
Yeah.
And I just remember that being incredibly satisfying. And it's done in a very cinematic way. There are some quick time events, if I remember right. But
is that which game is that at the end of Brotherhood?
It's the end of Revelations, I think, isn't it?
Revelations.
Oh
Yeah,
no, is it? No, I think it's. I genuinely can't remember
because
now.
I was trying to think, because I think it was the end of. Where's the end of where's is it the end of 2 where you find out what the apple thing, what's it called? The
piece of Eden.
Yeah, what that is, and then is it after that
you find out what it actually is in the first game. Then in the second game, you go into the vaults of, like, the Vatican.
That's what I'm remembering. Yeah.
And then Brotherhood. It must be Brotherhood then. Cesare.
Yeah.
So he is only the villain in the one game. I remember him being the villain in 2, but I think the main villain from because Revelations is where Ezio is, like, in his 60s, and he's in Istanbul.
Those first few Assassin's games are by far my favourite.
Yeah,
in terms
very
of storyline, like the whole, like, Vatican and it being in Rome and Istanbul and stuff like that was the time period and, like, storyline of Assassins that I like the most, and I haven't really been able to get into them since then. Yeah,
they definitely aren't. They're still good. They're definitely nowhere near as good as they were. Because after that, though, you had, like, Assassin's 3, which is a really good game. And then you had, like, Rogue and Black Flag, which is my favourite one. And then they do go downhill when the whole thing changed. But yeah, Cesare Borgia, just an absolute bastard and great fun to kill at the end.
Yeah.
You got another one, Hambus?
I got one, yeah.
Go
well,
on.
This is kind of like a potentially like a double one, because I think there's a bit of discussion around it. But, like,
let's go.
I put, so it's from Red Dead 2, and I guess Red Dead 1 in a way, but so Micah Bell / Dutch. Now, the discussion around this is whether or not you see Micah is obviously undisputably a villain.
He's just a dick, isn't he? Straight up dick.
But Dutch, like, I don't know. I was kind of like, do I put him down, or do I, like, because, like, he is, like, bad, but like, he's doing it for what he thinks is good reasons. Yeah. And I wondered what you thought about that.
I think that Micah definitely deserves to be on there. Micah is this, like, ratty, scrawny, you just hate, from the moment you see him, you hate him. Yeah. And you expect him to have, often in games like that, you expect them to twist it and be like, oh, actually, he's the good guy, and, like, it was something, but no, he's the bad guy, and you just, you hate him and you kill him, and it's satisfying. But like, in the first game, Dutch, who's the leader of the gang in Red Dead, he comes across as insane, and you hunt him down and you burn him up, I think.
Yeah, in the first one. But then
in the second one, it's set before the first one, and he is, like, this leader of the pack. And I know what you mean. It's like he's doing what he thinks is right for his family. But you can slowly see how he goes too far with it.
It's cool, and I really like the way that they did it with Red Dead, where like they kind of did it the other way around, where it's like he's like he looks like he looks like an insane nutcase in the first game.
Yeah.
But then in the second one, like if you hadn't played the first game, you would have thought like, who the hell, like, you know, oh, this guy's a goodie, and like, oh, you know, he's really really like thoughtful and smart and things. But obviously, as the game goes on, because it's quite a long game, he sort of descends into madness, and Micah kind of corrupts him, so to speak. And like I say, like killing Micah at the end of Red Dead 2 as what's his face? Blanked.
Is it John?
In the epilogue is really good fun.
It is. I've been meaning to replay. I've been meaning to replay it. I did start replaying it, and I got maybe about 4 hours in or something, which for Red Dead is like nothing. And I just got a bit bored of it. I think it's because it's such a great game, but the problem with it is it's like it's incredibly simulatory with like everything it makes you do. So if you want to loot someone, you have to literally kneel down, go through their vest, and take all their stuff. You know, and it like the first time is amazing, but after that it does get a little tedious because you want to. I'm the sort of guy that on my second playthrough I like to blast it and do the story, but you can't blast Red Dead. You just can't do it.
Yeah, it takes a while, and you have to just you can like it. I like to say it was it was a great game, one of my favorite games to play on Xbox One. Because it looked incredible, even on like last gen console. It looked really good, and it ran really well as well. Yeah. So yeah, I was kind of like toying with putting Dutch down.
I think that Micah definitely deserves to be there. Maybe Dutch, because he's more interesting. He's more interesting than Micah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Either a cowpoke.
Yeah. I kind of think of what I can do an all right impression of Arthur, but I can't think of anything he actually says now.
You did like a horse one a while ago. It's like, whoa there. It's like, what was it? It was, oh god.
I genuinely can't. I'm on the spot. I can't remember. I can't remember anything he said. I have heard though there is the actor who played him has done like an alarm audio clip that you can download, and it's basically him. You know, in the scene where in the game where he's looking for Lenny and he's drunk and he's like, it's basically him like, "Wake up, you piece of shit!" Like, you know, for your phone. It's great.
That's funny.
But yeah, really good game that. All right, I've got another sort of villain before I go into the enemies. I got the Joker from the Arkham games.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, just because he's like he's evil or whatnot, but like he I think what makes him such a great villain is the fact that Mark Hamill is voicing him and just brings so much energy to the role. I think if you know that it's why Arkham Origins didn't do so well, because it was Troy Baker voicing him, and it's just not the same. Like, you know, so yeah, the Joker from the Arkham games, he's not even in. I think in Arkham Knight he's dead, but he's still in the game, and he still is like just as you know. I don't know, he's just great to be around. I want more of him. I love the little sections in the game where it lets you play as him. Even if it's just like in Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, where it flips it around and it's like your Joker taking Batman into the asylum and stuff. Like, really cool. Really, really cool. I mean that was my last main villain. Give us another one, man.
Okay, I'm pretty much done with my villains.
Yeah,
I got one that's like an enemy / villain.
All right.
if I say it, you'll understand it. So it's the Flood / Gravemind from the Halo games.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I know Gravemind isn't a character, so to speak. It's like, obviously, it's just the term of when all the Flood like comes together and forms like a conscious mind. But I just remember from, I think it's Halo 2.
Yeah.
Where the Master Chief and
Arbiter.
the Arbiter both get like captured essentially by Gravemind, and essentially like that's the key part of the story for Halo 2 and Halo 3. And I just think the Flood are just such a great like third like villain, basically third like kind of like group. Obviously, like in the first Halo, it's all like Covenant and the humans and things, and that's like the big thing. But then the Flood like thrown into the mix like, halfway through.
When I was thinking of this, I originally thought, all right, favorite enemies to just mow down, to just spray down, and the Flood genuinely, when I used to play, the original Halos and whatnot, scared the hell out of me, especially the gangly ones with the shotguns, like the sort of the human Flood ones. And just having a shotgun and just being able to blast through them, incredibly satisfying. But they were tough as well. They weren't an easy enemy.
Yeah, and I think so. Like one of the things that I really liked about, I mean, I love I've said before on the podcast, I really love the Halo universe.
Yeah.
The world building that they did within the first few Halos was outstanding in my opinion. And I think one of the really awesome things about the Flood is that it kind of like put the Covenant and human war into perspective as to like how completely pointless it all was, and actually obviously that then opens up to the whole like Forerunners and all that kind of storyline in Halo. That's why I really liked the Flood. I think it was a really, really clever bit of like writing in the first few Halo games, as to kind of have something that doesn't even care if it's Covenant or human. It's just going to literally consume everything.
Yeah,
and,
those little ones that like scuttle around as well. What a pain in the ass those things.
Yeah,
they like you've got to like and the ones that pop and the things go everywhere.
Yeah,
damn. Yeah, annoying.
But no, cool part of the Halo games. Really, 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 really like them. And I guess Gravemind is kind of a character. I guess kind of.
Yeah. I mean, he's got dialogue and stuff, so he's a character. But for anyone who has never played Halo, the Flood are basically like zombies.
They're like this parasitic thing that just consumes everything, and it's why the Forerunners built the Halo arrays essentially, to just destroy anything that was infected by the Flood. Yeah. And that's essentially the storyline of the first few Halo games. Without saying too much, yeah.
that's a really good one, man. All right. My next one is Big Daddies from the BioShock.
Big Daddies, yeah.
So but they go against what I just said. Like, they're not fun to just like mow down and stuff, because you only ever come across like one, or maybe in BioShock 2 maybe two at a time. Yeah. But like the reason why I think they're so great is just the design and the whole thought behind it. So a Big Daddy is basically like a huge thing in a big old-timey diving suit with a drill for a hand, and they just like charge you, and they're an absolute nightmare to take down, especially in the first BioShock. They're really hard to take down, and you've got to do a lot of like diving and ducking out the way kind of thing. But they're just so damn cool.
Yeah, well, like they literally were on the front cover of the first BioShock, I think.
Yeah,
maybe even the second.
Yeah, and the second, because it was a different Big Daddy in the second one.
Yeah, and I think like it was just, I mean, the whole BioShock games are really, really cool anyway, but like just the whole like steampunk soreness to them, and like the drills and everything. Yeah, really, really cool. And like when you think of BioShock, that's what you think of, isn't it?
Yeah, and like the first time you encounter one's great as well, because you're sort of in a room, there's some like, bulletproof glass or whatnot, and there's a splicer, which is the sort of generic enemy type from BioShock, and it's there and it's sort of taunting you, and then out of nowhere this thing just charges in and like drills this splicer like through the glass that you're looking at, and it's scary, it's action, and you do get incredible satisfaction when you actually take one down, I think.
Oh yeah.
More in BioShock 1 than 2, because in BioShock 2 you actually play as a Big Daddy and you can deal more damage. It's more like melee and stuff like that. So I think sometimes you have 2 or 3 of them on you, but in that first BioShock where you're just a man with a machine gun, and a few powers or whatnot, man, Big Daddies.
It's a good one. Very good one.
Got any more?
No, well, I got from BioShock. I got Andrew Ryan, so the main guy who made what's the world called in BioShock?
Rapture.
Rapture. He made Rapture, didn't he? And obviously, like that's the whole thing of obviously like Rapture's like was supposed to be this like utopia, but then obviously like when you come to it, it's like it's just a complete mess.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I remember playing the BioShock games and like him being pretty good, like as a villain, so to speak. But
he is really good, and it's very cool. Like the whole twist of the game revolves around him, and how you deal with him is really cool, because maybe it's not really even you dealing with him, is it?
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping they do Andrew Ryan in the TV show that we were talking, or the movie that we were talking about last week.
Yeah, that would be cool. Be interesting to see. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got 2 more, and this definitely is the just incredibly fun to just kill loads of them. So I got the locusts from the Gears of War franchise, because you've got so many. Usually I don't like variations of the same enemy. Like in zombie games, I hate it when you've got like a zombie that can spit, a zombie that's big. I like just loads of zombies, normal ones. But Gears of War does it really well. You've got like the drones, the normal ones, you've got like the guards, you've got the boomers and stuff like that, and I think it's just because of the weaponry and the way they're animated and the way you can literally saw them in half or like charge at them with a bayonet and keep going, just so satisfying as an enemy. And also they're not human. They're like a weird sort of creature, insect man thing. You don't feel bad at all for just like mowing them down,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
get yourself on a mulcher and just literally, or a grinder or whatever it's called, and just spray the crap out of them.
Yeah, I remember they have is it drone? Like
the drone is the bog standard one, yeah.
And then it was like the boomer as well, I think was one of them.
Yeah, Grenadier is the shotgun one.
Boomer, yeah.
They're on guard.
I remember them being pretty fun. And they're pretty, like, the AI in Gears wasn't terrible either. Like, they did a quite good job of making things tricky.
One of my best memories of, like, the 360 era of gaming was just playing Horde mode on Gears of War.
Yeah.
Endless amounts of, locust to take down. And I think it got kind of crap from Gears 3 onwards, because it became more of, like, a fortress building thing, rather than just, here's a map, and here's an endless amount, go.
Yeah.
But yeah, having great times just on the Horde mode. So yeah, I think the Locusts are a fantastic enemy.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So I've thought about this before, and I have got what I think is the ultimate video game enemy. Let's see if we can agree on this together, right? I think the best, we've actually already mentioned it slightly, but I think hands down the best video game enemy is the Nazis. Because
in general, yeah.
In general, yeah, in any game, because there's in every game you play where there's Nazis, there's always shit tons of them, right? So however you want to play, whether you're a run and gunner or you're a stay back and snipe, or you're playing Wolfenstein where you've got 2 shotguns, or Call of Duty or whatever, there's just so many of them. to take down. They are, obviously they're from history and they are universally hated.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's probably why.
so you feel you're like, hell yeah. You don't feel bad at all. They're just so fun to take down, especially in the latest Call of Duty in Vanguard, which is obviously a World War II game. It's like all the other Call of Duties, but it's a bit more stylish, and it's just great. It's great fun. There's so many games where Nazis are the enemies. There's so many of them.
Yeah, they're pretty easy one, aren't they? Because they're just universally hated.
Yeah.
They're
They're like faceless enemies as well. They're all the same.
Yeah.
They're in the suits. I can genuinely think of so many games right now that I had a great time playing.
So you're thinking like all the Wolfenstein games, a few of the Call of Duty games.
Call of Duty. I played. Did you ever play the Saboteur on 360?
No, I didn't play that. No.
That was literally you play a drunk Irishman in Nazi-occupied Paris, and kill as many Nazis as you want.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, and it was good because that game was unique in that it was black and white, but when you killed enough Nazis, you could bring colour back to each area on the map.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was kind of cool set out, so it would be like black and white, but like all their armbands were red and Zeppelins were red and stuff. But then, you could liberate the area. And you literally played as an Irish guy called Sean Devlin, which at the time was the name of our headmaster at school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he was also an Irish guy, so we were just sort of like, it's Devlin, kicking ass.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. But
that's funny.
Yeah, there's so many games with the Nazis. It just works so well, and
it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
But I think, in my opinion, it's pretty close with the Locusts at number 2. But I think that the Nazis are the ultimate video game enemy.
Yeah, I probably agree. I think there's not much more satisfying than mowing down Nazis.
Yeah. So I did also think of like other Call of Duties where you've got, I think there's one where there's like the Koreans, there's one with like Russians, but the Nazis are just,
Yeah, because I guess in all the other Call of Duties, it's kind of like, I guess in all the Modern Warfare ones, it's normally Russians, isn't it? Normally.
Yeah, or it's like some breakaway part of Korea or something. That's.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in World at War and stuff, and it's like Japanese, isn't it, and stuff.
Yeah.
And then in Cold War, it would be the Russians again, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess what you mean, because all the other ones, it's like, well, don't know, like they're baddies, obviously, but like, they're not Nazis.
Yeah, Nazis are just next level bad guys, Yeah. And even like I was playing recently. I bought the original Xbox Indiana Jones. I think it's called like Dragon Emperor or something. And the Nazis are enemies, the bad guys in that game, obviously. And even on an original Xbox, it's incredibly satisfying, like grabbing them and throwing them off a ledge or something. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know about you, but they are, in my opinion, the ultimate, the best video game enemy.
Yeah.
Because then you can also have bad guys that are Nazis as well. Like, look at in the most recent Vanguard, I thought it was fantastic. I know a lot of people hated it, but I thought it was fantastic. You've got Dominic Monaghan, or Monaghan, I can't remember how you pronounce his surname.
Yeah.
Dominic Monaghan, who is a podcaster, an actor, all-round great dude, playing a scrawny little Nazi that you just hate and you just want to stab so bad.
He's either half German or born in Germany or something like that, I think.
Oh, maybe. I
think he's from the guy from Lord of the Rings, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he's like half German or he lived in Germany when he was younger,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, he was a great villain. A Nazi. All of them. They're just they're just incredibly fun to mow down in video games. What would be really cool is if you listening to this sent your favourite video, or your favourite, but also the ultimate, the best video game enemy, or a villain. If there's like one particular one, I know there's a lot of people who are fans of like Silent Hill and that, who think that Pyramid Head is the ultimate bad guy. Never really been a fan, so can't really say much about that. But yeah, if there's anyone in particular you think that we missed, or that's your favourite, let us know. Send an email at dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Instagram at DudeWutPodcast. We're on Facebook, DudeWutPodcast. Search it. Speakpipe.com/DudeWutPodcast. Send us a little voice message with what you think or who you think is your favourite. Also, still waiting on people to let us know what beverages we should be drinking on the What Are We Drinking. So yeah, get on that. If you really enjoy this podcast, it would help out if you want. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/DudeWutPodcast, and you can basically send us £1. We'll appreciate it. You totally don't have to. Hamby, bro, I think we have pretty much come to the end of this. This little pod with the opinion that the Nazis are the best video game enemies.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a good conclusion.
Yeah, defo. Mate, it's been a pleasure as always to have you on the podcast.
Yep.
I am hoping to get some, the other boys to come on and guest host so that you can have a break at some point. And I was tempted to push this episode back a week because it being Fee's birthday, but I thought, if there's a way we can do it, we should do it. So
we both had today off, didn't we? So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are continuing to not do anything for today, maybe we can play a bit more of the old Warzone.
Yeah. I got some chores to do, but yeah.
Sounds good. All right, thanks everyone. There'll be a live stream on Friday. Don't know what we'll be playing yet. And of course, another episode next Tuesday. That's all from us. We'll see you next week. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.